Hello everyone, my name is Alex. Welcome to my channel, The Endless Shelf. Today, if you couldn't tell by my look and the title of this video, I'm going to be bringing you a Spice Girls book tag. So when I was younger, the Spice Girls were my favorite band. I collected as much Spice Girls paraphernalia as I could. I had books, videos, those were on VHS tapes, people. Who else remembers the Chupa Chups? Lollipops that you collected that had a sticker inside of the package and a Spice Girls image on the lollipops, forcing you to buy as many as possible so you could collect each and every sticker? Yeah. And I rarely ever actually ate the lollipops. I don't know about you guys, but I thought they tasted awful. So today, here I am. I didn't have to argue with anybody on the playground, so I could be my favorite Spice Girl. And I'm here to bring you this tag. This tag is a series of 10 questions comprised of 5 Spice Girl songs and the 5 Spice Girls. Let's get started, shall we? The first one is Baby Spice, a book that made you cry like a baby. For this one, I am choosing The Last Song by Nicholas Sparks. I know a lot of people hate on his books because they're so similar and sappy, but I don't care. I loved this book. I tend to like his books from time to time. This one is by far my favorite. I cried so much in this book. For those of you who don't know, he wrote the part of Veronica Ronnie Miller specifically for Miley Cyrus and wrote the screenplay before he actually wrote the book, which I think was a huge mistake because he included so much more in the book that would have made the movie so much better. It follows a rebellious teen who's kind of alienated from her parents, and one summer her mother sends her to go down and stay with her father in North Carolina. It's about the deep relationships that can be forged with family, with a significant other, with friends. I definitely recommend it for anyone who is looking for a sappy read. Next up, Wannabe. Can't have a Spice Girls tag without playing some Spice Girls music. A book that did not live up to its hype. For this one, I might get some hate for it, but I chose Red Queen by Victoria Aveyard. This book just didn't live up to the hype for me. I was anticipating this book for such a long time. I remember the first time that I saw the cover on Goodreads. I think it's so stunning. It's gorgeous. The summary of the book looked really intriguing and promising. When I read the book, I was disappointed. It reminded me too much of The Hunger Games, and I just couldn't get past that. I think it will definitely make for a great movie because it jumped around in so many places. It actually did read like a drawn-out screenplay. Not sure if I'm going to be picking up Glass Sword. I'm not really invested in the story. Posh Spice, your favorite classic. For this one, I've mentioned it before, it's one of my favorite books of all time. It's East of Eden by John Steinbeck. My aunt had given this book to me, I think in 8th grade, and I had attempted to read it, but I just couldn't get through it because it was so long and kind of dense and I just wasn't into it. I finally picked it up again in college. I could not believe I had let this book sit there for so long. I had never read anything like it. It was such a drama. Everyone should read it. Say You'll Be There. I loved Baby Spice's blue gloves in this video. Iconic people. A book that you'll turn to again and again. For this one, it is hands down going to be the Harry Potter series. I will never stress enough how much I love those books. I'm still amazed at what an intricate story and world that J.K. Rowling created. I wish I had enough time to reread it as much as possible. Harry Potter. Ginger Spice, a book with a steamy romance. I would pick 50 Shades of Grey, but that's pretty typical. So I'm going to pick Sins and Needles by Karina Hall. I feel like not many people have heard of this book. It is the first book in a trilogy. I thought the first one was the best out of all 3. It follows Ellie Watt, who is a con artist looking to leave that past behind. She returns to a town that she used to live in when she was younger and comes across a childhood friend, Camden McQueen. Camden is actually in love with Ellie, but she is too hesitant to return that love. She actually plans to con him and have him be her last con. But it does not go as planned, and things from her past come chasing after her. If you're looking for something different and steamy, I would definitely pick that up. Spice up your life. A book that picked you up from a reading slump. For this one, I am choosing The Selection by Kira Cass. I picked it up after reading a series of books that were just meh, nothing special. Those covers are so beautiful. It's almost like, I don't care what this book is about, I just want to read it purely based on the cover. I wasn't really sure what to expect, but I ended up loving it. It's such a light and fun read, and I enjoyed the series. America's Singer is annoying at times, and you just kind of want to rattle her. But it definitely picked me up and made me want to read with a new fervor and pick up all the other books in the series. Sporty Spice, a book you enjoyed that involved sports. For this one, I chose Pivot Point by Casey West. This book centers around Addison Coleman, who is a searcher. She has the ability to see into the future, see the possible outcomes each choice would give her. She lives on a paranormal compound, and one day her parents tell her that they are getting a divorce, and her mom is going to remain on the paranormal compound, and her dad is going to go out and live among the norms. So she's given the choice about who to live with, and she searches 6 weeks into the future, and she sees the life that the choice of living with her father would bring. At this normal high school, she meets a guy named Trevor who plays for the football team and is known as the hottest guy in school. It's currently a duology. I was hoping that it was going to be a trilogy. These were awesome, and you should definitely pick them up. Stop, a book that ate up all your time or caused you not to think about anything else. So for this one, obviously I'm going to choose a book that I probably will always mention. Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. I binge read all of the books in a row. I actually had a little breakup in between the second and third book because I couldn't get it right away at the library because it was checked out to somebody else. But I loved it and could not stop thinking about it, and I just wanted to be in that world with Haru and Akiba. Scary Spice, a book with a lot of spunk and spark. For this one, I chose Attachments by Rainbow Rowell. This is the first book I remember in my entire lifetime where I actually laughed out loud. Attachments is about a guy named Lincoln who gets a job as an internet security officer. Basically, he reads other people's emails. He ends up becoming engrossed in conversations between co-workers Beth and Jennifer. He ends up falling for Beth just through reading her emails. Definitely a spunky and romantic read that I would recommend to any Rainbow Rowell fans. Who do you think you are? A book with a character that made you want to slap them. For this one, I am choosing An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. I have never hated a character as much as I hated the Commandant since Dolores Umbridge. Okay, seriously, did not like that woman. I wish I could jump through the pages and just hit her because she was so mean and evil. It just added to the story even more. It was so fantastic, and I cannot wait for the sequel. I could go on singing these songs forever. So that's it for this tag. I hope you all enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun coming up with the questions. Spice Girls are wonderful, and I tag anybody and everyone who is watching this. If you are a 90s lover, if you loved the Spice Girls, if you just simply like the questions to this tag, please do it and send me a link to it on Twitter so I can check it out. I would love to see as many people as possible take on this tag. Spice Girls forever.